Hi guys, it's Tanya from Unbreakable Survivors. Today we're going to be talking about healthy versus unhealthy relationships and key differences. So I have 10 things written down that we're going to be talking about what is healthy and what's unhealthy. So first of all, a healthy relationship is where you treat each other with respect. So if one of you is not feeling respected in the relationship, or both of you aren't feeling respected in the relationship, that could be an unhealthy relationship. Okay. Number 2, you feel safe to open up to each other about anything. So that would be a healthy relationship. If you feel like there's some things you can go to your partner about and discuss, but then there's other things you don't feel like you can share with them, that could be an unhealthy relationship where you don't feel open to be able to discuss anything with each other. Okay. Number 3, you make each other's needs a high priority. So that would be in a healthy relationship. I know a lot of people have heard like the golden rule, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. But sometimes it is a little different than that. Like if your love language is physical touch and your partner's love language is having things done for them, like doing something nice for them. So if yours is physical touch and you think, oh, I'm just gonna cuddle them and love on them and show physical affection to them. But if that's not really what their priority is, because that's not what their love language is, then you might need to rethink what you're doing and think about what they want done. Even though you want it something different, they might want something different than what you're wanting. So your priorities might be different than their priorities. Do nice things for them if that is what makes them happy and is a priority for them, and then they feel loved. Okay? If you're not putting each other as a high priority, that could be an unhealthy relationship. All right, number 4, you trust each other. Okay, that's a big one, right? Sometimes it's hard to just open up and trust someone. So if you're in the beginning of a relationship, you might just start to trust them with your feelings and your thoughts and what's important to you a little bit at a time. And that's totally fine, right? You don't have to trust them 100% on every single thing and share everything about you, everything that you are. You don't have to share that with them immediately. So trust can just be built up over time, but you should be able to trust one another with little things that you're trying out on them. Okay. So if you feel like you can trust your partner and your partner feels like they can trust you, then that is pretty healthy. But if you don't feel like you trust your partner, or neither one of you trust each other, that could be a sign of an unhealthy relationship. The next one, number 5, you share and respect each other's boundaries. All right. So it's important to set boundaries for your relationship with your partner as well as with other people, but you also need to try to stick to them and stand strong against if somebody else wants to break down your boundaries or wants to make you change your boundaries, because that's something that's important to you. So if they love and respect you, then they should respect your boundaries. Okay. So for example, if your work hours are between, I don't know, 8 and 5, you might say, you know what? It's okay for us to call each other at lunchtime or text each other at lunchtime, but I really don't want to be interrupted during the rest of my work hours because I have to be on point and I need all of my concentration to do my job well. So if they start disrespecting that and calling you throughout the day or texting you throughout the day, then they're not respecting your boundary. And that could be a sign of an unhealthy relationship if they're not willing to back off of that and respect your boundary like you're asking them to. Okay, number 6, you work through disagreements and arguments in a healthy way. So if you and your partner run into disagreements and have arguments, that's totally natural and normal in any relationship. It doesn't even have to be a partner. That could be in families, with friends. Of course, you're not going to agree on every single thing. You're going to argue about different things. Things are going to come up where there's a little bit of tension. But if you have a healthy way of working through that, then that is usually a healthy relationship. But if one or both of you don't know how to work through that and things just get worse and worse because things just build on each other and build on each other, and you start losing trust and respect and different things for each other because you don't know how to work through these things, that could be an unhealthy relationship. And you might look into getting with a counselor or a therapist to work with them so that you guys can learn to communicate better and be able to work out disagreements and arguments in a healthy way. Okay, number 7, you prioritize personal time and with your family and with your friends. So a healthy relationship doesn't mean that you need to be with your partner like 24/7. You don't need to spend every minute with them. I know at the beginning of relationships, it might be tempting to because you're so happy and excited to have found this partner that you are just really getting along with and enjoying and falling in love with. But if they are monopolizing all of your time or you're monopolizing all of their time, that could be unhealthy, especially if you notice that, like, at the very beginning, make sure that you set up time like, hey, I'm going to go to the gym every night at 7 o'clock. And that is just something that I'm going to do by myself. I love you, but I don't want you to come there with me. That's my time. And keep up your life with your friends and family as well. So with your friends, if you guys go out to a club or just hang out, go to a movie or something on Saturday nights, and that's always been your tradition, and that's when you hang out with your friends, keep that up. That's good. That's healthy to go have time away from each other and that you have personal time with your friends and also with your family. If you have Sunday dinners together and that's just something that you guys do, don't stop doing that and just have time with your partner only. Make sure you're still doing those things. Spend personal time with your family, whether that's a brother, a sister, a cousin, mom, dad, whoever it is. Make sure you keep those up, and that is healthy. Okay. Unhealthy would be if you're just spending all your time together only. Number 8, you support each other's goals and dreams. So if your partner is encouraging and supportive of you and what you're trying to accomplish in your life, that is really healthy. But if they want to discourage you from going after your dreams, or they want you to do something else, or they say that your dreams are not a good idea and they don't recommend it, you can take their thoughts and ideas into consideration, but make sure you are feeling supported from your partner on what you really want to do. Okay, number 9, you both put equal effort into your relationship. This is one that is easy to miss because you might be so in love with this person that you do 80% of the effort into the relationship. Maybe you're always the one to contact them. You do most of taking care of them. You plan out things for them. You make sure things are done the way they like things done. And to a certain point, that's fine. But if you're putting in 80% and they're only putting in 20, that's not really an equal relationship. And you might start to resent them over time that you're putting in so much and they're not appreciating it. And then they're just putting in what they feel comfortable with. And you think, well, that's not enough because I'm putting in this much. So it can just cause problems. Just make sure that you're both putting in the same amount of effort and talk about that and what you're both expecting out of the relationship and from each other. And if it's really unequal, that could be an unhealthy relationship. Okay, number 10, you love each other for who you are and you don't try to change each other. This can be hard because a lot of people go into relationships and they want to fix their partner or they want to change their partner. They might have good intentions and think, oh, they're such a good person, but they do these bad things that aren't good for them or they're not healthy for them. So I'm going to help them change. But unless that person asks for help, it's usually not a healthy thing to just try to change somebody. You really need to get to where you love them for who they are and accept them for who they are. We're all going to have different challenges and strengths and weaknesses, but it's not your job to fix them. And it's not their job to fix or change you. So if that is going on in your relationship where you're trying to change or fix each other, that can be a sign of an unhealthy relationship. Okay, that's it. So hopefully your relationships are healthy. If not, there are things there that you can work on to make them more healthy. And I wish you all the best. And thanks for hanging out with me. And I'll see you next time.